In this video, we're checking out some of the best military games you can play on Roblox. Now, this is just our list, so you might have different favorites, and that's totally fine. Let us know your top military games in the comments, and we'd love to hear your thoughts. Let's dive in. Blood and Iron is set during the Napoleonic Wars. You'll encounter famous regiments like the Old Guard from France and the 95th Rifles from Britain. The game brings history to life as you fight in accurate locations. You'll engage in battles using weapons that match the time period. This adds to the realism and makes every encounter feel authentic. When you enter the game, you'll choose which side to fight for, either the French Empire or another faction. Teamwork is key in Blood and Iron. You'll need to coordinate with your teammates and develop strategies to win battles. This game encourages a professional and organized approach. Expect intense battles where you'll face real challenges. You'll have to deal with enemy attacks and work closely with your team during crucial moments. As you fight, you'll experience the thrill of tactical warfare. The combination of historical elements and multiplayer action creates an engaging experience for players who enjoy this era. Project Delta combines military strategy with survival skills. You can customize your character's appearance so each player has a unique look. Survival is key here. You'll need to find food and water to stay alive, which keeps the game realistic and adds some pressure. Exploring is important. You'll start with basic items like a knife, but as you scavenge, you'll find better gear, pistols, ammo, and other supplies. The gameplay is tough. Rushing in without thinking can get you into serious trouble, so you have to be careful with your choices. You can craft items by combining resources you find, which adds another layer to your strategy. You'll face both enemies and other players, which makes each fight high stakes and challenging. There are different areas to explore, like military bases, where you can find loot and encounter enemies. Project Delta offers a tough but interesting survival experience, combining military elements with strategy and combat. If you're up for a challenge, give it a try. Tank Warfare is a popular military game. At the start, you choose your tank. This choice is similar to other games like War Thunder, and it helps you find the tank that fits your style. Your main job is to find and shoot enemies. This makes it easy for new players to get started. You can destroy enemy tanks and even run over trees. When you take out an enemy, you can watch a kill cam. This shows how you defeated them and adds to the competitive feel of the game. You can also take a part of their tank to repair your own. Tank Warfare has different game modes like Capture the Flag, Hardpoint, and King of the Hill. Each mode offers new challenges and keeps the game interesting. As you get kills, you rank up, which lets you unlock upgrades for your tank. This helps you improve your armor and adds depth to the game. It's a good choice for anyone looking for an engaging military game on Roblox. Helmet is a military shooter game, but it's not like the typical fast action games you might be used to. Helmet takes a slower, more tactical approach. The gameplay focuses on careful moves, especially during door breaching scenes where rushing in isn't the best idea. It's a game that rewards thinking ahead and being cautious. Helmet stands out because it's not just about shooting, it's about strategy and timing. So, if you're looking for a military game with a bit more strategy and patience, keep Helmet on your radar. Trench Warfare is set during World War I. It shows what trench combat was like for soldiers during that time. In this game, you can use cannons as artillery and anti-tank weapons. This adds some strategy because you have to think about how to use them in battle. You'll move through trenches, which reflect how soldiers had to navigate during real battles. This part of the game makes it feel more realistic. You can fight with different weapons like machine guns and rifles. This variety keeps the gameplay exciting. Working as a team is important. You need to cooperate with your teammates to defend against enemy attacks and plan your moves carefully. The game has realistic battles where you face enemy soldiers and tanks. These moments make the combat feel intense. Trench Warfare is fun and immersive. It has unique features that set it apart from other games. If you're looking for a military game, this one is worth trying. Cursed Tank Simulator game combines realistic tank mechanics with a bit of humor. It has a lot in common with other tank games, but it focuses on more realistic mechanics and tank design. You'll see tanks like the Banana Tank, which adds a funny twist to the game. The game's maps feel familiar. The combat here is intense and strategic. You're not just driving tanks, you're planning and outsmarting opponents. The game also gets the community talking. Fans of tank simulators like War Thunder enjoy comparing it to other games. The environments look interesting, which makes the game feel fun whether you're fighting or exploring. The game adds in humor too, for example, tanks interacting with penguins. Combat is challenging, so you'll need to stay sharp to avoid getting wiped out. This adds some extra excitement. Neo Warfare X is a military simulator where you can play in different combat roles across land, sea, and air. Neo Warfare X lets you control various units like aircraft, ships, ground vehicles, and infantry. You're able to switch roles and try out different ways to fight, depending on what's needed in the game. The map is large and has several deployment spots. You can choose to start from places like an aircraft carrier or an air base. There's a huge selection of vehicles, including anti-air artillery, heavy tanks, bombers, and battleships. This gives players a lot of options, making it easy to try different tactics based on what you're driving or flying. The game has a lot of features that make it complex. It's a detailed game that gives you the freedom to try out a lot of different ways to play. If you like World War I and action-packed battles, Shell Shock is the game for you. It takes place during World War I. You can choose to fight for either the Allied powers or the Central Powers. The game lets you customize your guns and change how your character looks. This means you can make your gameplay feel more personal. If you're not in a match, you can use the spectator mode to watch other players. This can be a fun way to see how different players approach the game. In combat, you can use machine guns and grenades. These options make the battles more engaging and give you different ways to play. While playing, you'll need to avoid enemy artillery strikes. This creates a more strategic environment, as where you stand can really affect your chances of survival. You can also fight up close using melee weapons like bats. This makes for fast-paced action when you get into tight situations. You'll need to work with your teammates to push against the enemy and win. Wings of Glory is a fun aerial combat game. In this game, players fly planes and fight each other in the air. It's similar to other flight games like War Thunder. As you play, you can unlock different planes. This gives you reasons to keep playing and try out new aircraft. The gameplay is easy to understand. This means anyone can join in and start flying without a lot of practice. There is a lock-on targeting system that helps you aim at enemies. This makes it easier to hit your targets during battles. The combat is fast and exciting. You might experience thrilling moments like taking out an opponent at the same time they take you out. The game looks great. Flying around with nice graphics makes the game even more enjoyable. Wings of Glory has a round-based format. You win or lose based on how well you do in each aerial fight. Riotfall is a first-person shooter game. This game is known for its realistic graphics, which really set it apart from many other Roblox games. In Riotfall, players can customize their loadouts. You can change things like optics, grips, and underbarrels to fit your playstyle. This adds a layer of strategy to the game. Many players compare it to Call of Duty, as it offers a different experience than what you usually find in Roblox games. Riotfall has a lot to offer, including unlockable skins, guns, and equipment as you level up. The game aims for a more modern and realistic feel. The character models look less like traditional Roblox figures, which contributes to this experience. It's surprising that the player count is relatively low considering the quality of the game. The fun gameplay and advanced features makes it a standout in the Roblox military genre. War Tycoon is a fun game where you build and upgrade your own military base. In War Tycoon, you start by claiming an area and setting up your tycoon. You choose a spot, like Delta, and begin collecting cash to make upgrades. You can also equip weapons, like pistols, and fight against other players. This adds some excitement to the game. As you progress, you unlock different vehicles. You can drive cars, fly helicopters, and even use tanks and planes in combat. The game has a rebirth feature. This means you can reset your progress to unlock more vehicles and upgrades. War Tycoon is fast-paced and engaging. Using vehicles in combat makes it even more thrilling. Many players enjoy War Tycoon, and it has a positive reception in the community. If you like building and action, give War Tycoon a try. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss an update. Let us know which game you're excited to try in the comments. See you in the next video.